And guys, so I am gonna attempt to make a video on options. If you know anything about options, you probably know how complicated this is gonna be. So I want to try to keep this as simple as possible, as fun as possible, and as real as possible. I'm gonna let you guys know straight up that options probably aren't for you. And that's not what you want to hear because you want to get rich trading options. But I want to tell you now, options are advanced tools. They are powerful tools, and they are not for beginners. If you are new to the market, you should not be trading options. You should be learning the basics, trading shares, reading financial statements, technical analysis if you think that's important, all types of things. Okay? Options should come later, but I will try to help you understand options and how they work. So, before I start, I want you guys to know, yes, you can make a lot of money in a very short amount of time trading options. Yes, you can lose a lot of money in a very short amount of time trading options. And three, remember that most options expire worthless. All right, now that you know those things, let's attempt to explain and break down an option. So, an options contract is the right to buy or sell shares of stock at a specified price known as the strike price. Okay? So, you want to buy a couple options of AT&T. Let's say you want to buy some 30, you think AT&T is going to 35, 35, 31, right? And so you say, "Oh, I'm going to buy this 30/50 option. It's selling for 20 bucks for 100 shares." An options contract is composed of 100 shares. Write that down. That's important. Now, you purchase these contracts. These contracts have zero intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is the difference between the stock's price and the strike price. So, if the stock price is below the strike price, you have zero intrinsic value. If the strike price is below the strike price, you have intrinsic value. So, this $30 strike price call has $45 of intrinsic value. Okay? This 30/50 strike price call has zero intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is how much your option will be worth at the time of expiration. Okay? Understand that these options have value right now because of volatility and time value. The more time you have, the more time value your options will have. Okay? The less time, as time goes on, your option value will diminish because that time is diminishing and you cannot stop time. Okay? So, we have gone over the strike price. That is all of these. We have gone over what an option is. An option is the agreement between a buyer and a seller for the rights of stock, 100 shares of stock, at this agreement price known as the strike price. Okay? We understand that time value is tied into option contracts, and as time diminishes, so does the time value of your option. Okay? We also went over that options have intrinsic value, which is real value. Okay? The intrinsic value is the difference between the stock price and the strike price. Okay? So if your strike price is above the stock price, your option, and you're buying a call, your option has zero value. If you buy an option with the strike price below the stock price, the difference between the stock price and the strike price is your intrinsic value. Okay? And then finally, the last thing that affects the price of an option is volatility, and that is how much the stock moves. Because sellers of options don't want to lose money, they want to make money. So they tie that into their pricing. Now, I'm going to pull up a tool from my chat to show you guys, right? I'm going to show you a way to price options. All right. Oh, where is the tool? I probably should have had this pulled up before I started this video, but there it is. Now, AT&T, right? Oh, we don't need this up anymore. Where's my Robinhood account? All right, we'll just use we'll use CRON. CRON. This is how you can tell if you're getting a good or bad deal trading options. So you should use this every time before you buy an option. Okay. So stock price for CRON is 821. Strike price, let's use 10 because I own a $10 put. Interest rate, we'll leave at 10. Implied volatility. You can see up here the implied volatility on CRON is 129.9. Days till expiration, I have 3 days left on my contract. Okay. My put is worth $100.80. They were trading about that. Okay. Now let's see what it's worth tomorrow, because tomorrow there will be 2 days left on the contract. It's going to go down a little bit. Not that much. Didn't mean to zoom in like that. So, you guys should be using this calculator before you purchase contracts. Now, if I wanted to buy a call on CRON at $10, this is how much it's worth, less than $1, less than a penny. Okay, so this tool is really useful. Let's just say CRON goes down to 750. Tomorrow, I should be able to sell my contract for $250. All right, pretty basic stuff. Options are not basic instruments. They are somewhat complex. They're not really that complex once you learn the ins and outs, but in the very beginning, they are confusing. So if you don't understand this video, don't worry. Give it time. If you don't understand this video, you shouldn't be trading options. You should be trading shares of stock. You should be learning how to research companies, learning technical analysis, because that does matter. Okay? Understanding the ins and outs of those things are much more important than learning how to trade options, in my opinion. And I've been doing this for a long time. I've been trading stocks for 6 years, almost 7 years now. I didn't start trading options until, I want to say, maybe 3 years ago, I started trading options. In the very beginning, I didn't have any success. And then I nailed some stuff, okay? And I made a lot of money trading options. And then I lost a lot of money trading options. And now I don't trade options that often. I will trade options. I think if I were to pull up my portfolio, I think I maybe have like maybe four, maybe five different option positions. Some of them are worthless. Some of them are in the money that have a lot of time value left on them. Some of them are long-term trades. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different contracts, and I have AMD puts that are worthless. Basically, they're worth $10 a put. I'm probably just going to let them expire worthless. Everything else is actually pretty good. But I only trade options when I really like the setup. And you have to be careful, because most times, if you think a stock is going to go up or the stock is going to go down, these people selling these options are no dummies. They have that priced in usually. It's rare to find mispricing in options. Usually you will find something if you know information that the market does not yet know. If you're a researcher and you find that a company is a fraud and no one else knows it's a fraud, you load up on options. You load up. You go all in on options. You release your report. Stock plummets. You become very rich. Okay? So basically, unless you're doing that type of research, stay away from options for a bit. Figure out how to trade shares of stock because that's gonna help you understand how to trade options. Okay, that's the video. I'm gonna try to go deeper into options. I'm gonna do some more research, try to be able to explain it a little bit easier. But saying that, if you don't understand this video, this was really simple stuff. If you don't understand it, you need to stay away from options. You need to focus on trading shares. Okay. Uh, options. Okay. So another thing, if you're on Robinhood and you have access to options, understand that Robinhood is very easy to get access to options. With my broker, I've been trading for years. They can see how much money I've made, and they made me take tests to get access to these options. Okay. Now, I'm allowed to do whatever I want on options other than I think I'm not allowed to have open orders on each side. So I'm not allowed to create a market or be a market maker for options, basically, even though I would never do that. But basically, guys, understand that these are advanced tools. If you're a beginner, you don't need to be trading these yet. That doesn't mean you can't be learning, but I would stay away and I would focus on more important things like understanding movements in stocks, how to research companies, technical analysis, fundamentals, that kind of stuff before jumping into these. Anything that you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time, you can also lose a lot of money in a short amount of time. So be careful trading options. If you are going to trade some of these things, please, 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 please manage your risk properly. Only use 0.5% of your portfolio. Don't go all in. Don't use a third. Don't use half. Don't use 10%. These are hard instruments to trade, so please be careful. All right, I'm going to wrap it up with that. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. If you didn't, don't worry about it. I probably didn't do that great of a job explaining it, and you're probably not ready for options. So, if you like this video, hopefully it was good. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to learn about stocks. I will go back into options. And yeah, if you want to learn about fundamental analysis, technical analysis, all those things I'm going to be covering on this channel. And hopefully we can start diving into some pretty cool stuff here soon. So definitely like this video, subscribe. If you don't like it, if I didn't make any sense, give me a thumbs down. I deserve it, probably. And yeah, I'm out of here. Hopefully this helped. Peace.